Welcome everybody. This week edition of Bayou Outdoors 365 presented by Bayou Outdoor Power Sports and Bayou Outdoor Super Center. I'm Patrick Dennis, and this week we are heading on down to Lake Bistineau to do a little fishing. It's our Lake Bistineau fishing segment sponsored by Country Market and Deli in Sibley. We just passed through Sibley. Make sure you always stop by there and see Robert and grab some food, some gas, some bait, whatever that you need as you head on out. So anyway, we're heading out here today. We're gonna do some fishing. Bright sunshine, as you can tell, coming on into the truck window here with a guy who goes by the name of Wesley Miller. We all also call him Sasquatch, and you pretty much are gonna see why that is. But he is making a name for himself when it comes to crappie fishing. Came in second place, him and his partner, in the Mr. Crappie Invitationals. I cannot wait to get out here. We got to get out here in a few minutes, everybody, to meet up with him at the Port of Bistineau. Cannot wait to get out here and see what the lake is fishing like. Hoping that Homer Humphreys doesn't think I'm cheating on him. Homer's our Bistineau guy, but we're going to go out here today with good old Wesley to see what we can do and have some fun and learn some tips as well. So stay tuned. That's where we're going to right now.
Bistineau crappie, not the biggest thing in the world, but that's a good eating size.
Well, I think we know real quick, Wesley, also that they must be biting today, because as I turn around, we see the boats back there in the background.
Yeah, that's all right here within.
It's not like we're giving away any secret spots.
No. We're all sitting right here in front of the launch at the Port of Bistineau, and right now you don't have to go very far to find these fish. They are plentiful and they're right here.
You're obviously going after these. Yeah.
So yeah, they're fishing old school, but they've been doing real well the past few days out here. They've been catching a lot of fish, a lot of real good fish right now. All right, let's fix my bait. All right, let me show you one of my biggest tips on crappie fishing. One of the biggest things is your presentation on your jig and how you present your jig to the fish every time. Every time when I pull my jig out the water, I'm looking to make sure that my knot is sitting on my jig just like that, to where my bait sits horizontal in the water. Whenever a fish swims up to your bait and it's not sitting horizontal like that, it doesn't look like a minnow or anything else to a crappie. So whenever you pull it up or you catch one and your bait gets to hanging funny like this, you got to pull it up and fix it every time. If you don't, you will not catch near as many fish.
What makes you for us today is concerned for your selection on the type of jig that you're throwing, such as whether it's the weight, it's the color, or what exactly?
This is just a real natural color. It's called Snacky Milk is the color. The jig I'm throwing is a 1/32 ounce jig. These are black crappie that we're fishing for. They are very picky. They're very pressured. There's a lot of people out here fishing, so oftentimes using a real small bait and a real natural color is the best way to go to catch fish.
Why do you decide to fish with this here rather than minnows?
I'm convinced I can catch more on this than I can on minnows. There's a fish right off of it. Nice good eating size one. And a lot of times you will catch a lot of good eating size ones, but a lot of times you may catch some great big ones.
Okay, that's
a good one.
I'm about to say, you saw the line go on that one.
Yeah.
That is a good size one.
That's what Bistineau's known for, is nice, good eating size.
You don't want to lose that one now.
Black crappie. No, that one makes too good of a fillet. Great eating size fish there.
Yep.
I'll get you a nice little bag of fillets to take home with you.
Good size one there.
That's a pretty one, isn't it? This jig has just about got it. These are a plastic I've started using. It's about the only plastic I use, and they're called snacky lures. A friend of mine out of Oklahoma makes these, and they're the correct profile. They look just like a little bitty minnow, and these peculiar, hard to catch crappie, they just can't say no to that.
Speaking of weather, what are the ideal conditions?
Well, I like it just a nice, pretty sunny day with a little light breeze.
Well, that's pretty much what we got right now.
You couldn't have asked for a better day than today for fishing, and the fish have bit all day today. It has been a fantastic day for the giant.
He is a good size one.
Big old good. There is a sure enough Bistineau slab. That's a good pound.
That is good.
And a half fish.
That is a good one. Why do you think that crappie fishing itself has taken off like it has?
Oh, the crappie fishing has taken off the past couple of years because of the new electronics. The new electronics allow us to fish for crappie year-round. We're used to crappie fishing was just more of a seasonal thing. It was one of those things that you really had to, I guess you had to put forth a lot more effort than you do now, because with the electronics, it allows you to find fish quickly, find structure more quickly, and just allows you to catch fish a lot more efficiently and a lot easier. And being that all these things have come about, I think it's drawn way more people to the sport than there was before. Little bitty, hard to see, it's right there. I use these little bitty jigs a lot of times.
Yeah, I see it on the right side.
Yep,
Yeah, there you go.
These little bitty jigs a lot of times because
He wasn't much bigger than the bait on that one.
so that is what we call a whole fry. So many shad in it that they were just about to pop. There's a good one. Nice little Bistineau crappie.
Yes. See, I told So we switched sides. We moved from one bank to the other bank. What do we got over here?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Along this edge of this old channel, you just got the old Dorcheat Bayou. Is all it is. And you have the old ancient stumps that used to line Dorcheat Bayou, and that's all we're fishing. We're fishing the stumps that have been there for hundreds, at least 100 years since whenever they impounded the lake. So just fishing these old stumps is what the fish hang out around this time of year. There's under this big, under this mat here, look at here.
Yeah.
That's all the fish sitting under that mat.
Oh my gosh.
We can't get to it all. That's unbelievable. Let me see something here.
If you get something out of this thing, he's not going in. He's like, I still see him right there. He's not going in. Oh, did you get it? Don't fall in.
Come on, man. Let me get to you.
I could just get it right on the other side of it, looks like. Did it go down?
Oh, there it is, right there. Sure did. Look.
Yeah.
There it is, right here.
Almost looks like something's swimming up.
Well,
Something's swimming in from the left, isn't it?
mm-hmm.
That's your, yeah, I think I see it.
There's my bait, yeah. You see it well right there.
Good grief. Here, one. We're about to find out. Get through that little hole. Get through the little, oh. He volunteered himself, it looks like.
That he did. It's crazy.
He volunteered himself. Whoa.
Ring it out.
Hey, the good thing is your hole got a little bit bigger.
It did get a little bigger since we brought that one through there, didn't it?
Okay, it's time for a little one-on-one conversation with Wesley Miller, known as Sasquatch. So, Wesley, I'm going to have a few questions for you, okay?
All right.
I know you've had some of these questions asked before for you and to you as well. So, the name of your guide business is what?
Big Sasquatch Outdoors.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question that everybody's going to say they know what the answer is to it. But how did you come up with the name Big Sasquatch? Did you just say, I'm going to grow the beard first and look like this and then come up with it? Or how did this come about?
In my last nursing job I had, whenever I was looking for trying to come up with a name for my business, you know, it was like Wesley Miller Outdoors, Wesley Miller Fishing, and I was like, it just didn't have a good ring to it. You know, one of these days I hope to sell T-shirts, and all my coworkers said, "Well, you're the Sasquatch." So then, my old boss Keith Cox, he said, "Well, it's Big Sasquatch Outdoors," and you know, I mulled over that name for a while, and then it came to the realization that was it, and that was the name. So that's how Big Sasquatch Outdoors came to be.
Yeah, because, you know, you posted on Facebook the other day that picture or whatever was that actually from 10 years ago?
Hey, that was from January the 7th, 10 years ago. That was from one day. That was almost 10 years to the day.
So, folks, this guy looks a lot different whenever he doesn't have the beard, I can tell you that much. So, let's talk about, though, something here. Crappie fishing. You won second place with your partner in the Mr. Crappie Invitational, correct?
Sure, yes.
What did that mean for you as far as, you know, your name out there, you know, what you're doing these days? What did that mean for you to win second place right here at home on the Red River?
It meant a lot. It was just a good affirmation of the fact that we're, you know, one of the, of all my hard work and how much work we put into being a better fisherman and being a great crappie fisherman. You know, that just kind of brought everything together and showed how that's really come together over the past couple of years to the level of crappie fishing that we've gotten to with electronics and all, and just the level I've gotten to. You know, that's all I've really done for the past 2 or 3 years is crappie fish.
What do you enjoy most about it?
The thump.
The thump?
When you feel that thump.
Okay.
It is an addiction to feel that thump, and that's what it's about.
And you do this now full time?
Full time, every day. Especially this time of year, because we can't really just see what the weather's going to do. I oftentimes will schedule 7 days a week and hope to get to fish 5 of them.
Hey, don't blame the weather person.
Hey, I'm not blaming the weather person, you know, because you can't do anything about that. But sometimes whenever I schedule myself, say, 14 days in a row, thinking I'm going to get a day or two off, and we have a nice stable weather pattern, I may fish 2 weeks in a row. I may fish 7, 14, 15 days in a row, and I don't have any problem with that. I love to fish. And,
you know, too, somebody, if they book a trip with you, they're in good hands. They should feel safe, because your previous career, it was in what?
I'm a registered nurse of 23 years. There's no, once you're a nurse, there's never been a previous nurse. You're always a nurse once you're a nurse.
So if somebody gets a hook into something like that, you're there and you can take care of them.
Oh, for sure. I'm CPR certified. I can fix just about anything.
So they catch the biggest fish out there of their day. So if they start breathing a little differently, you're there and you can take care of them.
For sure.
Okay. So you have it. So the name of it, tell us once again the name of your guide business and how people can get in touch with you.
The name of my guide business is Big Sasquatch Outdoors. You can get a hold of me. You can text me on my phone number at 318-465-1668. One of the other ways I like for people to get a hold of me is through Facebook and Facebook Messenger. It's usually a real easy way to do it. That's pretty much the 2 ways I have people get a hold of me.
And the lakes that you typically fish are what?
I will fish the Red River. We'll go to Cypress, Cross. Here we are on Bistineau today. We'll fish Lake Erling.
So a variety of lakes in northwest Louisiana.
I'll go to Lake D'Arbonne. So yes, basically any lake in northwest Louisiana, North Louisiana, I'll fish them all. I'll fish Grand Bayou too. So there's 7 or 8 different lakes I fish on, and the reason I like to do that is because I like to stay on fish year round, and by having plenty of options to go to, depending on what the wind, the weather's going to do, there's somewhere we can go fishing just about every day. And by being familiar with that many lakes, I'm able to do that.
Okay, we've had a great day out here, folks. We're going to wrap things up, but one of the things he also does, you clean fish, right?
Yes, I do. We're fixing to go have a fish cleaning demonstration.
Okay, let's go do it.
All right. I'm gonna clean y'all a big old slab crappie right here, and I use a manual knife. I don't use an electric knife. You know, most people these days are gonna use an electric knife. I found that I can be quicker and do a better job of filleting a fish with a manual knife. Now with a manual knife, when I start on a crappie, I want it back towards me because I'm trying to do it the same way every time. When you make the first cut, I go right in behind the fin here, cut down to the backbone, turn that knife, and then just take it all the way down the spine. Flip it off, and pull that right off the skin. Now on the other side, I do it a little bit different. On the other side, I'm gonna start up here behind his head and start my cut. But I want to incorporate part of this fin in my cut. So when I cut down, I cut to where I hit part of that fin. That keeps you from cutting your fish in half. And then we'll just work down the backbone just like we did on the other side. Flip it over. Sometimes the head comes off and just work it on down, and I end up with a little piece of fin on there. I'll trim that off. We're left with a fillet here with rib cage in it. What I like to do is I come in right under the ribs, and you got the really good meat right here, and you kind of come around the ribs and just split that part right there off of it so you don't waste anything. A lot of people claim that if you fillet fish, you waste meat. You cut the ribs out like that, you don't waste much. Now we do one at full speed.
That's almost as fast as an electric knife.
I can do 2 to your 1 with electric knife.
Nice one. Oh,